Tuning out of the starlight, the innocent lifetime flickers and flashes under a canvas. No, nobody seems worth it, while the feeling's sophisticated. The view is so restrained. The past is nearing closer and closer, I fear. So let's just cut the bullshit and tell me who's the Blue Starry Dawn.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Onward VR Master League, Season 5, Week 2. God, I can't believe it's only Week 2. How is that possible? What we have coming at you today is a European match across the pond, Vikings versus Big Red One. Not quite sure what to expect. The Euro squads have been showing up lately with some really quality matches. Vikings versus French Onward Union was a really fun one to spectate with silence. So I'm looking forward to this. I have no idea what kind of quality rounds we're going to get out of here. We should be seeing it shortly. If you can give me 1 second, I'll be hopping into our game here. We'll be getting started with our first match of the night. Of the day, of the afternoon, of the morning, whatever time of night. What day it is for you. Excellent, and we are hopping in. Now I have the rosters here. We're going to take a quick gander over on Vikings. We have Enoch, Spoilty, Etax, Famiculus, Fungi, K1, Mantis, and Kristoff. And I think they've changed their names on Steam, which makes my life so much harder. And then on Big Red One, we have Binvold, Trefnix, Corsair, Danielle, Rob, and Scuda. Their first match was up against Spanish Bull Union, and they went 9-11 on the score. So they had a close round. They had close matches there. They almost probably. They almost won a couple maps there. So they almost won that series. We'll see what we get today. I think so far it could. I think it's on Suburbia. My first guess. Vikings, Big Red One. Sure I have these players right. Yes, I do. Excellent. Yeah, we should be hopping into this round relatively soon. I have no idea what to expect out of these teams. Radio in that I'm ready to rock to the teams. Thank you for tuning in today. I was supposed to be joined by my co-host, Buxton, but he has since abandoned me this morning. Probably had 6, 7 gin and tonics last night. He was out partying hard. And, just couldn't manage to wake up this early in the morning to get to this game. Either that or he's still partying right now. I don't know. I don't know Buxton's lifestyle. I don't know if I'm supposed to be speaking for him, okay? Either way, I wonder if we actually are going to be on Suburbia. I guess we'll find out. 2 members on Vikings, 3 on Big Red One. There is a slight concern for that there might take a little bit to fill out the game, but I don't think that's 100% true. I just don't see anybody in League Voice, but now I have strategically become friends with members of the team so I can infiltrate and communicate effectively. Okay, just taking a look at some information I'm receiving here. Yeah, I'm not going to say the first map Suburbia quite yet, because I don't know what their pick bans are. But, I'll ask real quick. There we go. Getting that information out there. And we'll see how these EU guys roll on their timetable here. Kind of a forecast of what we have coming up today. Taking a look over at vrmasterleague.com/onward. Go ahead and click on matches. You'll see a list of upcoming games and who's casting them. Buxton hopefully will join me with this Globocam and Stone Cold Killers match, but that will be coming up after this one at 2 p.m. So it is 11 a.m. right now for me. That's my current time. So in 3 hours, Globocam and Stone Cold Killers will be facing off right here on Master League 1. And then after that, about 2.5 hours later, Danglers and Phoenix will be playing, and Silent Knight will be casting that game. A couple other games this week. Maybe we can get some of our cameramen on them to record and upload footage to the YouTube channel. But yeah, that's kind of how the operation works right now. We have volunteer casting, a lot of people playing games. It's hard to catch everything, but I am glad to get some EU games cast from time to time.
For it, I've been every 6 months and nothing changed. I'm like a bird problem. I see birds like birds, so it's a little bit different. I need to cook myself.
Yeah, we are waiting for lobbies to fill. As I was sort of anticipating would happen, especially with Big Red One only having 5 on their roster, either you are really tight on your schedule or a little bit loose on it. It's alright, enjoy the background music. Had to school somebody on how cameraman operation works in this game. But anyway, yeah, we're still waiting for these lobbies to fill up. We are only 7 minutes past the deadline. You know, I don't know how time works in Europe. You know, like maybe it's slower over there. It definitely felt slower when I was over there, the ESL tournament. So I don't know, like maybe really I'm like 7 minutes in the future or something. Because who knows how time zones work, right? The rotation of the Earth, is it flat? Is it round? Are we on top? Am I underneath? Is there an ice wall? I don't know. Actually, I do know. But that's beside the point. The question is, when are these teams going to be ready? Who knows? I think they actually are all dropping now. Alright, we're remaking in the lobby, it looks like. There's some confusion. Trying to follow these guys around, figure out what they're doing over there. Still is looking like Suburbia. Now we have 4 up on the big red one. Alright, the lobby's a bit more filled. I like this. We're getting somewhere. We're making progress.
So, jetzt geht's.
Thank you for tuning in if you are stopping by. We are just waiting for teams to get into the lobbies and fill up, and we should be hopping into this match pretty shortly. Again, this is Vikings versus Big Red One, and it does look like our first match is going to be on Suburbia. I'll go ahead and update the scoreboard to reflect that. We'll pause our music in preparation because you bet your bottom dollar I'll forget that it's playing in the middle of the round. We'll be hopping into this round shortly. 4 members on each team. Real exciting stuff as you watch these lobbies fill. You don't know what you're missing, you know. Actually, I can show you. This is what you're missing. Dull, empty lobby. But yeah, Suburbia has been an interesting map for me personally. It started off as something that, in my opinion, was too close quarters and too fast-paced for Onward. I was so used to much longer range maps. But then as the competitive scene kind of evolved, we went through about, I'd say, 2 seasons of gameplay. Suburbia has really started to shine in my eyes as a fun competitive map with really unique, all sorts of unique strategies. There's so many corners and opportunities for smoke, so many chances to slow play or play incredibly fast. There's just a really wide range of gameplay options you get on this map. Instead of sort of, if you're on downfall, you're almost guaranteed to have a slow interaction for the first few minutes. Sometimes you can have some really fast trades. That does happen. Did happen in G-Men's match the other day. But I'm excited to see what we get out of these teams. I haven't watched any Big Red One matches yet. We actually now have all 5 members on each squad in. I'm already on you guys.
Kartenregeln ist wieder eingeführt, ne? Wie viel? 20? Wie viel?
And yeah, I have no idea what's being said over there. Actually, you know what? I took 3 years of German in high school.
Intime Besprechung.
My team is special.
Also ich gehe jetzt
Also, I have
ich kaufe den Schulbus, fahre zu Aldi
Boss.
und hole mir eine Tüte Popcorn.
If you go north, you'll die. Look, this is very limited knowledge of German translation coming out for you guys, okay? I don't have a lot. It's again, this is,
Wird nichts sein.
Ich hab irgendwo noch Benzin.
we're all gonna get kills.
Puff! Chicken Nugget! Ein Chicken Nugget für zu Hause.
You know what? Maybe I haven't been accurately following that conversation. My German's a little rusty, okay? But we are going to be getting on to Suburbia. I do have that gamma-fied enhancements coming at you hot and ready. Making that scene a little bit easier for you to spectate. Normally we can actually come in here, show you what we can do. Turn off the color correction. That's what the map will normally look like. Personally, I think it's a bit easier to watch with the color correction, easier to see with the color correction. I'll take a look at chat. 6 minutes. I'm 6 minutes behind you. You can tell me which one you like. We'll adjust it as we go. Live feedback coming at you. Here we are, our first round of the day. We're going to be 3 matches, 3 series cast here tonight. And this is the first one, the first map, the first round. We have ourselves a north objective. We'll see how Vikings decide to approach this. They're going to send 3 around to that east side. They could run into some contact if they're not careful. The pre-fire coming out. I like seeing that a lot. It's going to stop the advance. A nade coming out, almost landing onto Fimi. My abbreviations of names might be brutal, and I apologize. This is my first time seeing some of these names, so. I like the setup from Vikings. Big Red One kind of pushing aggressively, getting up into this corner. We're going to see some action pretty shortly here. Ike doesn't have an angle, but Enoch has to be hearing these footsteps, and he could be capturing 2 here. Oh, just the peak trade. Corsair's down for a res, but Ben is going to pick him up. He almost didn't drop back and get him. That's going to open up this whole side, but at the same time, Vikings have sort of recognized that. Maybe almost forfeiting the west. Leaving it all up to Enoch actually to hold. He's going to be looking through this wood. I don't think he has an angle. Icorn. Suppressor shots coming out east. Some trades trying to come across from Corsair, and they're not landing. Icorn doesn't find any. Gets shot in the back. Now we're focusing over on this east push. Suppressor shots coming out from Mantis towards that wood covering.
He's behind the fence, behind the left-hand side.
This could be a tough approach. Nightmare is still alive. I don't think he's down. I think he's prone there. Completely covered in smoke. Some shots coming out from Danielle, and they're hitting. Yeah, Nightmare just biding his time. I think these guys are kind of second-guessing this approach. All 3 members watching this corner. It's going to be real hard for Manus to push out as soon as Nightmare decides to pop up. Oh, Danny tagging another one. Now Femi trying to fire through the bushes. Finds Danny. He's going to have to get another. He is not suspecting Nightmare at all. Wow, he grabs 2. Now it's Nightmare's time to pop up and get Femi as he's going through a reload. He does. Stands up. Doesn't land the shots. Femi almost running that back. Nightmare almost blowing it with those last-minute rounds, but secures Vikings a 1-point lead. Scoreboard broken. Have no fear. I'm a skilled veteran at managing all means of scoreboard issues. And here we are, 1 point over to Vikings. Oh, a good start of a round. Kind of got competitive there at the last minute. I like it. Turn the volume down. Scotch. Pop over. Actually, let me do this real quick. Hit you with one of these. Okay. Here we go into our second round. Vikings ahead 1-0 on Big Red One. Same objective, mirrored objectives, kind of a breakdown on how comp lobbies work here. Bulk. Spawn. Obviously, the first objective that comes down is mirrored, so each team will play the same objective on each side. Keep it fair and even. Kind of curious to see what sort of approach they opt, which it seems very similar. They're going to send This East Street is a very common approach. You would think it'd be a harder one to really make work. But if you have a number of smokes, you shoot the right pre-fire, maybe get a pick early like you want, you can definitely cross this street pretty easily, and then you're behind the objective. If you can get behind, you have such an advantage for a lot of these positions. Spoilty tucked behind car there, and he's not going to get shot. I think that frag almost landed on someone, but not quite. Binvol really pushing up here. More shots towards Spoilty. Yeah, they know he's on the corner now. Some traded over there from Ike. Someone trying to come up middle lane. He denies them. Nice defensive spot on that corner, but he might run into another Volk member. Nightmare is looking there. The smokes are coming out, and they've actually managed to cross already. Spoilty going down over here all at the same time. Enoch trying to rotate around in trades. And they have completely lost this side. Big Red One really coming in strong on the east. They've gotten the picks they need, and they have this backside available to them. I don't think Rob knows the trade happened. It's going to come down to Mantis and Enoch. Enoch about to be... Or sorry, I'm going to call him Enoch. Because there's another guy called Enoch. Should I just call him Finkel? Because when I see his name, I think of Ray... oh no, a team kill happens. That shocked me. I think of, like, Finkel is Einhorn, and Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn, and Einhorn is Finkel from Ace Ventura. And I see Einhorn whenever I see his name. Ike... It's not even... This is how I think. Ike Hjornchen. There's no way. We'll call him Ike. We'll call him Ike. That's what we're going to call him, Ike. Let's see if I can get Rob here. The flash coming out. No, Rob doesn't have his gun out. Ike gets the kill. Now he can rotate around and get this res off. Turn it into a 3v2. Get back towards objective. Nice. The call-out's coming out. Some last-minute call-outs, but Ike shutting that down. And Manus might run into Nightmare Luna, gets the pick, and now objective is open. Ike has to rotate back with this newly revived teammate, or they're going to be in trouble on objective. Ooh, getting picked, trying to rotate out towards objective. This is a cap opportunity for Big Red One. Enoch is way in the back looking for this pick. Now he's finally rotating towards objective, getting into a better position. Daniel has a really nice spot, and actually a nade coming out towards objective. No frag. Daniel is crossed. Enoch not expecting that. Big Red One taking their Marsoc dub. Oh, sorry, Big Red One took the first round. My apologies. So it's actually, I've had the score wrong. It's actually... Good thing we can still... Man, I would have had this. Can you imagine? I don't know why I gave that point to Vikings. Anyway. Big Red One up. 0-2. From that in the lobby and everything. And now we are going to get a middle house objective. I really like this objective. Some real interesting strats can come out here. Hard pushes, lots of smokes, grenades, splashes. It's all good stuff. This should be an interesting one to see. But Big Red One so far definitely playing very well. Vikings putting up a good fight. Am I sure I'm wrong on that? Because maybe the score is broken. No. I think Vikings have. Yeah, Vikings don't have one. They lost both rounds. I don't know, chat. You help. You confirm with. You'll yell at me when I'm wrong. Yeah, I did have that score wrong. I put 1 point on a dead team. Alright, my fault. into the third round. Big Red One have taken two of the first rounds of this map. See what Vikings can do. A hard push in. Ike manages to get good coverage. Danielle peeking out, almost gets caught. Corsair pushing up hard over here. My spot, Ike does get the pick. A nice move. Enoch now has to be looking over towards Corsair. Gets him. That's a 1-1 trade. Big Red One also down another member on the east side, but is Reservoir. A frag towards Enoch doesn't quite land. Well, actually, Corsair is Reservoir. Danielle rotating over. Gets team killed from the panicked callouts of Corsair. Now it's a 4v2 with one Reservoir. I think Enoch knows that. Should go over there and confirm Corsair. Kind of opened up this east side, though. This is free for them. There's nobody defending the backside. Femi can come up all the way here from tank. Have a nice angle through here to be looking second story for some potential picks. All the while his team can rotate up into middle house. We'll see if they do that. More callouts from Corsair.
Das sind zwei Hecken hintereinander und hinter der hinteren ist er.
I mean, Manus has to hear this. I don't know. Maybe he's nervous that it's a live enemy.
Wenn ihr komplett links geht.
But Corsair should be able to be calling out Manus' location this whole time. I think that was a shot towards Rob. Peeking. Doesn't land on Manus. Manus now smoking and trying to cross. More suppressive fire towards Manus. I don't know if that smoke was good enough. I think Manus maybe just wants to back out of this corner now. Does get across without Rob hitting him. All these callouts coming out from Corsair. A frag landing on Enoch. He is down and out, unresable because he was rezzed once already. Finally, Corsair is dead and his callouts will be neutralized. And now it's up to the last two members of Big Red One in this top floor. We'll see what the 3 on Vikings can put together. Two minutes, 40 seconds left, so they have plenty of time to work with. Manus might be either picked by Rob here or get Rob picked, in which case that would turn into a nice 3v1. Nightmare would be in a tough spot. They wouldn't be looking at a cap opportunity. I don't know if they are looking at a cap opportunity at all on this objective. I think it's going to be impossible with the 2 inside. Loyalty sending some pre-fire. Very cautious. Nightmare also sending some pre-fire on these stairs, getting kind of nervous. Yeah, Spoilty's worried about outside members on the outside of the house. He's unsure of that. Manus getting picked on the other side by Rob. Now it turns into a 2v2. Rob feeling like he's done his job, rotates to this other side on top of stairs to cover the stair angle. What is going on there? Nightmare just hit Rob. Spoilty trying to peek that corner, gets hit. It's a really tight angle, and Rob gets the pick and rotates out. And Nightmare team kills Rob! Nightmare is an absolute panicked mess on objective right now and has killed his own teammate who was upstairs with him the whole time. Let's see what Femi can do. He's going to have to come up this stairwell sooner or later. Nightmare hears him stomping around down there. And here's the pull of the nade and backs up into his corner. Nightmare doesn't decide to peek with the flak. This gives Fimi time to get up there and angle in his sights. He's in the corner now. He could pad out and cap around this corner, but he's not going to opt to. He's going to charge on the Lotus. Peeks aggressively, and Vikings pick up the kill. The hard peek winning versus the camping position. And Fimi putting Vikings on the board now. Really nice first round coming out. First win for Vikings there. I mean, that was close, and they were definitely handed it. 2 team kills coming out from Big Red One there. That was really bad. But Vikings, you know, taking advantage, getting up in there. I don't know. I think if I remember correctly, when they were playing French Onward Union, they had opportunities to cap as well. And they didn't. I could be wrong. That could have been a different game. I think that was. But they just don't seem to utilize. Like, he could have capped on that corner. Whoever was inside was not going to push him aggressively. Maybe once he heard pad, he would have. I think maybe he was listening for the pad to come out, then he would have charged him, but I don't know, man. We are into our 4th round. Danielle charging up the middle. Ike's going to get a pick here if he doesn't be careful. He gets 1. Almost gets 2. Bin manages the cross. He comes upstairs, gets instantly picked. Nightmare grabbing the 1 on the bottom floor. Actually gets 2 bottom story. Now Rob with those shots peeking down long lane. Not spotting him in that garage. Just like that, it's a 3v3. Rob might see him in the window. Does. Lands the headshot. Now it's a 3v2. A res available bottom floor as well. Big Red One are looking really good right now. They could have a potential 4v2 scenario inside this building. Corsair rotating around towards tank. He's going to be looking for the pick up into these 2-story windows, but I don't think they're going to give that to him. Spoilty is going to be waiting for a cap potentially, and Fimi's going to be watching stairs. So once Fimi's down, Spoilty will be the last line of defense. Maybe they'll wait till Corsair gets up into the 2-story. Either way, he still will not have angles. Smoke coming out from Rob. Might be confusing his team there. Big Red One are just a disaster with these potential team kills. Corsair does find 1 in the back, though. Wow, I'm really surprised with that angle. He was sitting here. Wow, he wasn't tucked in enough. Now it's going to be all up to Fimi, and this is definitely Big Red One's round to lose. Bin Bull's up. I like that potential res. Here comes a nade. Almost gets shot from across the way. He has to stay crouched. Corsair will get him. The nade doesn't land on anybody. Now he's back to covering the stairs, and Corsair is kind of giving away his advantageous position. Ooh, and he could potentially toss a frag inside the window. No, doesn't land. Almost kills himself. Fimi grabs 1. Rob's going to come up with a nade. I don't think Fimi's ready for this. He's really cooking this sucker. He has to get around the corner. Rob comes up. Gets the pick on Fimi. That puts the Big Red One up 3-1. Vikings now going on the offensive. They have won their only round on the offensive, so maybe they'll have a chance here. It is a capable objective. Score there. Our If you are just tuning in, this is the first round in the series. Sorry, first map in the series. We'll be coming up on our 5th round, I believe. So far, they've been pretty competitive. Big Red One honestly been performing better, in my opinion. They're definitely, obviously, showing that 3-1 advantage here in this map so far. But Vikings are putting up a good fight. And I think if... I'm not sure what they're going to have to do to really overcome Big Red One, but we'll see what happens here in the next couple of maps. See if strategies vary depending on where we are at. Frankly, I wouldn't mind casting a quarantine match with these guys, or a cargo match, but downfall would make me sad. I've casted enough downfall already. For the week, you know? Quick and early spreads, Danielle opting out. Sometimes you'll see people sit behind this wood, but it's been lately just been pre-fired to all heck. Danielle getting way too exposed here and getting caught from a really tight angle. Spoilty tagging him. He is resable though. And this is usually when you just want to double tap that dead body, make sure he's dead, and isn't relaying information to his team. Because that's exactly what he's doing, he's just staring at that lane. Yeah, Vikings are going to be going for the cap here. Rob, that smoke going a little too far, not landing quite where they wanted it, I think. The pre-fire coming out towards that wood wall. Soon as he tries to cross, he gets punished. Danielle making the callouts. And on the backside, we have Big Red One's squad rotating around in for the flank. They have one member of Vikings holding it way back from two-story. He might catch this member over at APC. Shots coming out from in the back end. Enoch does get the one flanker. And it's not too little too late. Two do go down, but I don't believe that was from the flank. Nightmare Luna holding behind red car. Two down, but resable. Here comes the res from Rob. Finally picking up Danielle getting picked. He was almost going to be unresable there for a second longer. And I actually really like this spot from Danielle. He is so... You're obviously incredibly exposed to some pre-fire, but you're so camouflaged in that if nobody's looking there, you can get some shots. We're on this backside. Corsair pushing APC aggressively, not quite fast enough. Sometimes charging those angles is a little bit better than slow playing them. Enoch gonna salvage, I think, a smoke grenade off of him, make his push on east. If Enoch can manage to get behind, he could be in good shape. Nightmare Luna sitting on this backside by truck. He'll be watching for Manus. Either that or he's actually covering their north flank. It actually seems like he's more covering their north flank. He doesn't have great eyesight on it, but... Flank coming here from Enoch. Checks his time. Catches one unaware. I don't think he was expecting that rotation from Rob, though, and he does get picked. Also up to Manus on this east side. The smokes are out. But I think Manus is over here pretty safe. The flank coming on that back side could be bad for Ike if he's not ready for it. But we're not going to be focusing on that right now. We're focusing on Manus trying to get this pick. You can't shoot through the bottom of that car. You can't shoot through the car. None of those shots are going to be secured, and it's only going to notify them of his location. Try and toss a flash up there. Flashes himself. Peeked a little too early. It's picked up from the back by Rob, who also got the other one. And man, Big Red One are playing so aggressively on the offense. I think it's got to be something to watch out for with these guys. If you're not careful, they're going to send some for the flank. And they take that first map 4-1. Nice map win for Big Red One. And we will be going into the next map, which at the moment is Cargo.
Nehmt da, Jungs.
Oh, it seems like this is the one we're playing. Should be hopping into this next Cargo round relatively soon. Big Red One and Vikings here. Map number 2, Big Red One up 4-1. Taking away that first map on Suburbia pretty nicely. Going into this Cargo map, I'm pretty interested to see what kind of strategies Vikings pull out. See what they can do. And so far, I've got what I asked for. Cargo map. Next up, I'd like Quarantine. If you get that in, that'd be fantastic. I think, kind of clarify that the gamma is looking good here. Might have to enhance it a scotch more, but either way, the darkness is set in. Ike is pushed up real aggressively. Rob should hear this. Yeah, Ike is inside. It is so dark in there. We're going to have to crank the gamma up. Team kills coming out already. Crank that gamma up a little more. And now we're going to be back to catching the action. Binvol trying to come down this long tunnel. He'll be charging down here, running into Fimi if he's not careful. Ike hears the comms here. I don't think he's gonna move on it. Actually might be tossing a nade out there. A trade on the backside that shuts down that east approach. Or sorry, that tunnel approach. But Ike is so precariously positioned, he's tucked in between this Marsoc team. Rob now making the advancement. Ike isn't gonna turn around and he doesn't see this happen. It is a 3v3. Ike gets punished by Nightmare watching their back end. Rob kind of worried about that now watching that. And now with objective in the middle, I'm not sure what Enoch and Spoilty have left. Spoilty is tucked on that east side, but there's no one on objective. This is actually, sorry. Yeah, there's no one on objective. This is a free cap. They have no coverage. I think Enoch realizes that. Maybe he's going to rotate around. Is Rob punching in the code right now? I think he is. This is going to be 2 easy points for Big Red One. Oh, he gets spooked. Yeah, he realizes he has to peek out there. And if he does peek out, Enoch is going to hit him. Spoilty on the backside, trading with Nightmare, picks him up. All the while, I still think Rob is trying to punt this code in. Corsair here gets another, and now it's a 1v2. Spoilty going to have to rotate towards objective. I don't know what Rob is doing. I don't know what. That had to have been the longest cap I've ever seen in my life. That had to have been the longest cap I've ever seen in my life. That took him like a minute to punch the code in. They did it. Just in time, though. Spoilty almost playing spoiler on that cap. Go into our second round on this map. Big Red One taking a nice cap there. Gonna be looking for a 3-0 advantage on this Volk defense. This is the easiest objective to cap in my opinion. Hardest to cover. Corsair almost getting some shots out early. Rotating around over towards Spoilties. Not too exposed here. Spoilty spots him in the inside and gets him. Inside the window. Inside the doorway, that's what we're looking for. Frag almost coming out and landing on Spoilty. A really aggressive push coming over from these guys. Danielle coming in, doesn't get the trade. And then Bin kind of getting up into a nice defensive position. This really leaves them super exposed for a cap as well. He is way too far away from objective. But he is stopping Manus and Fumi from doing anything. Ike and Enoch have a clear line of a clear access point. Ben comes out and gets one on the back, but then gets caught by the 2 sitting on the backside. But now they can push up. Just like that, it's a 2v4. How about inside? He's not going to be able to do much there. Defensive-wise, this is going to be free for Spoilty to come inside here. He goes pad out now. I don't think Nightmare will hear anything, and he could get a cap in the exact same spot that Big Red One capped on them. In fact, if Nightmare gets picked, this is an easy free cap because Rob is very out of position inside this tunnel. Nightmare picks up one. That's information for Spoilty to work off of. Let's see if he does. Ooh. The rotation finally coming from Rob just in the nick of time, grabbing one in the back. Now we're into a 2v2. Manus and Fumi playing far too slow for the picks they've gotten, and he might get caught on his right side. Rob peeking through the smoke, doesn't see them.
Pushed.
But he does radio in the push, so he's still behind them. He knows they've crossed. This is going to be devastating. He's going to get two here. Spots one, gets one. Rotation coming in, not fast enough. Rob denying them with a nice flank. That could have gone south for Big Red One very fast, but instead goes in their favor, putting him up 3-0. Thanks for tuning in today. This is one of three series being cast on this channel today. Big Red Ones and Vikings have been first. We got that first round done. We're coming up on the closer of the second one if Big Red Ones can pull out a Marsoc win. And we'll be going into our third map pretty quickly. Once that is over at 2 p.m. PST, T-minus 2 hours, we will be hosting Stone Cold Killers versus Globochem. That is not a match you want to miss. That should be a very fun match to watch. Some really high octane plays, good high level strategies coming out of both those squads. Stone Cold Killers, I think, are number 2 team right now with 2 wins. If they can get some MMR out of that from Globochem, it would be huge. But it's going to be a very hard game for them. Globochem's been in tip-top shape. We are now hopping in to our next round. Big Red One going to be looking for a Marsoc win. A lot of crossing from Vikings there early, and they do get over safe. So now they have their east covered. Impressive rounds there, and let's see if Ike gets a pick. That's early aggression. I like this. Going prone to look underneath here. Exposes himself a lot, but can get those shots. Danny out now coming up behind. Ike might not be able to turn around in time. Has to stay quiet. He cannot become known. You'd think he was hurt, and now Danielle's inside. And they have complete compliant. Mantis going down on this other side. They have complete control of this side of objective. Shots raining out towards objective. Suppressive fire on top of Enoch. He's down, but he gets the grave. Danielle picking up. No, it doesn't pick up Femi. I don't think he can see him in the backside. And they actually have good holds here. Femi's in a nice spot. Spoilty watching a potential push from Danielle here. Yes, and he gets caught out by Spoilty. Now it's a 2v2. Corsair able to get the res, but doesn't. Femi picking him. And I know what that word means. Scheisse. 2 potential reses here. Binville and Danielle available to be picked up. Femi hearing those comms, and he just can't confirm him.
Der schießt durch den Zaun durch.
That one, to me, sounded like she doesn't sound German.
Ich wiederhole, ganz hinten links ist der letzte.
Man, Germany sounds nice, huh? Freaking birds chirping over there. Like, what, he's got access to a window somewhere on... Musical birds chirping inside. Look at it, listen to that.
Der wusste nicht, dass man durch den Zaun
Didn't happen where I live.
Versucht da hinten, Stefan, geht denn das? Stopp, hier, nimm mich, rette mich, aber geh nicht vor, nicht deinen Kopf raushalten.
Probably
Nicht
playing
deinen
in
Kopf
the German
raushalten. Der steht
countryside,
hinterm
living the
Zaun.
dream.
Der ist hinterm Zaun, linke Seite.
Those are some really nice sounding birds, I'm being honest with you.
Nein.
Ooh! Now that usually happens to me where you try and pick an answer back from someone that you know where they are, and it just doesn't quite work out. And Fimi just has the advantage inside. He's so hard to see in there, and you can shoot through that. And yeah, he doesn't like his position, even though it's been good to him. I think he feels maybe it's gotten one too many picks, and now he's too exposed. Nightmare going to rotate around. Inside, Fimi peeking out, getting that final kill. Vikings staying in the game, staying on the board. Managing to grab themselves one. Let's see what they can do offensive-wise now. This objective is a very hard one to cap as well. You have to have complete command of the east side, and can't get that, it's going to be hard to cap. Interestingly enough, this is actually one of the maps. I was just going to say, Vikings taking their time hashing out a strategy. This is one of those maps where you really can come up with strategies on Marsoc because you are guaranteed to spawn in the same place every time. You will always spawn on opposite ends of the map, so you're not going to get a randomized spawn point. You know where you're going to be and how you can move from it. So taking that time as Marsoc, not too far-fetched, and I think they are going to be able to cross pretty easily here without much issue. Anis looking for the cross. Doesn't catch anybody. Does get one. That's a nice early pick for Vikings. That's what they need. Shots east, but Fimi approaching Rob over here. I think as soon as Rob hears some footsteps, that's when he'll wait to spring his trap.
One is running around in the middle.
And I like the defensive hold from Vikings here. It's really hard to pick anybody in any of these positions. And you can watch some very good angles for flanks. I think the noise here, they have to be careful with Rob sitting inside. A pick does come on the other end. Rob has to know there's two here now. He has that information available to him. I like this move out of him, man. I like pushing up here and he just listens. Plays very... Oh no, Fimi might have heard that. Yep, he does hear that. He's going to peek around. Doesn't get Rob. Rob picks him. Does get picked as he comes out by Manus on the backside. Nicely defending Ike from getting killed in the back end. Now it is a 1v4. If they have smokes and utility available, they could definitely get a cap on this objective. Corsair has to go up and get a res if he can. And drop back. They are real defensive. 4 minutes left. Vikings have all the time in the world. They're looking good with this point that they need to stay in this map. That east approach finally happening from Vikings. What you want to do is smoke here, deny vision from Corsair, come in through this alley here, and then get behind this area and cap. You're gonna have to force Corsair then to either come all the way up to you and round this corner to kill you, or throw a nade. But it's a great if they can do that, then they're in for a good cap. They could tie this game up if Corsair's not careful. Secure kill coming in there now, and Corsair is going to try and watch this backside. Doesn't find one. Is looking, it's picked up on the back end by Manus. Now that might have been a moment where you want to sort of suppress. I guess if you're caught out in the open like Manus might have been, you're going to go for the kill instead of dying. But that might have been a moment you want to suppress, try and shoot him back into a corner while you let your rest of your team push up. But a nice win from Vikings. That's going to put 2 points up on the board for him. They might be running this back here. Go. Into our next round, Vikings on a two-round win streak here. See if they can ride this momentum. Getting this objective again is troublesome. They didn't defend it very well last time. They get capped on, so we'll see what they opt for this round. Some shots coming in from the back end. No one getting killed. Corsair is resable. Bimmy tagging one. Now two. Still resable for Big Red One. They're not quite out of it yet. Icorn hears these footsteps. Tries to shoot through the wall, but that's not going to work.
One left side.
Completely alerted to him. The fast peek's going to come out. Not fast enough. Ike gets another kill. Only 2 left alive for Big Red One. Now make it 3. The res coming out with a nice smoke from Rob. It's just Rob. Nightmare and Luna left. Sorry, Corsair left. I don't know. Nightmare, Luna. I got confused. Corsair looking for that peek and gets punished for it. Rob sees that. He doesn't want any piece of that. On the other side, Nightmare rotating around.
Someone right side.
Just now kind of experimenting with being able to snap to different cams. Push coming up. Rob. Nightmare looking for some picks underneath. Not going to find anything there. I think Ike. I don't know if he knows Ike's there.
2 8 position. One is coming over the left side.
It's hard to spectate with all those first-person cams, though. Ike does get the pick. Impressive shots from Fimi ringing out towards Nightmare. He's trying to tag him underneath. He's trying to hit him in the feet, and he just quite couldn't. And now Nightmare's the only one left alive for Big Red One. And Vikings are coming back here. Unless Nightmare can get a res, they can turn it into a 2v4. It's going to be really hard for him to come back with this. I almost wonder if Fimi's baiting that res as well. I don't know if he can hear that from Ben, but Nightmare does get the pick. That's going to be a res. Turns it into a 3v2. Actually, Ben dies. And Nightmare can't get the res up. Now it's a 1v3. Trying out new strategies, alright? Yeah, Ike has this doorway locked down. Nightmare is making some noise with getting his headset. Nightmare hears those call-outs. The peek from Ike getting that last kill. Vikings tying it up 3-3. They are not going down without a fight. I feel like those were much better rounds from Vikings than we were seeing them play on Suburbia as well. Much more conservative, better communication. I don't know. Maybe they're just getting warmed up now. We'll see if they can manage to grab a Marsoc win against Big Red One. This is, again, the hard objective to defend. Some effective smokes can get you a nice easy cap, but I don't think that's what Vikings have on their mind. If you are just stopping in, I am your host, NightFiree with 2 E's. We are on our second map of Vikings versus Big Red Ones. Big Red Ones, lol. Big Red One. Vikings losing 1-4 in that first map on Suburbia. Big Red One looking good. Coming into this cargo map 3-0. And now Vikings mustering a comeback. We'll see if they can take this map and we'll go into our third one, where it'll all be on the line. We could see a Bazaar, a Quarantine. I just hope we don't see a downfall. I don't think with these map choices so far we'll see a downfall out of these guys, but I could be wrong.
Is the tunnel
Tunnels.
tunnel's over there?
It's looking
Yeah,
at
tunnel's over there.
you take the tunnel.
Yeah.
I think at this point they should be ready. Manus gonna see if he can get across.
Alright, I saw one cross to the left.
He does get the radio out though. That one did cross. These guys pushing up nice and hard. Enoch, Ike pushed up aggressively. Ike should hear Corsair here. Cook a nade, toss it inside. Don't think it's gonna be enough to get Corsair. Whoops, sorry. There we go. Got here just in time. No one's dead. Everything's fine. Damn, I've been doing pretty good, so. Just avoided near disaster. Nade going out, almost hitting Corsair. It's not going to hit. Corsair is radioing in these locations, though. They know that Enoch and Ike are here. I think that's a pretty good idea to toss a smoke there. Deny some vision from Rob. Corsair now going to try his hand at a nade. Both tossing flashes, maybe both getting flashed. Out come the smokes on objective. The approach coming in from Spoilty and Fimmy. Fimmy picking up Rob. He's inside objective area. Danielle looking over here. Might get Fimmy as he pushes out. Does catch him. Spoilty looking for anything on objective and isn't finding it. Corsair getting finally tagged. Ike going down for that trade. And now it is a 3v3 with a very, very laid-back defense from Big Red One. This is cap opportunity for Spoilty if he can pick Danielle. Ooh, Danielle pushing up, gets Spoilty. He has completely denied this cap. He's been a huge asset here on this last round. And now it's up to these folks over on the east. Enoch almost getting picked. He does not have vision. We'll see if Binvol, if he stays there, he might be able to find something, but he is playing too sporadically. Manus peeking out again. No, just some suppressive shots. I'm not sure where that was. See if Enoch can make anything happen. I like this rotation. If he goes, yeah, around that west side, I think is his best bet, or up the middle, completely stealth. He has 3 minutes. He has the time to do that. I don't even think Danielle would be turning around and looking. He could go pad out right behind his back and get the cap on him. Danielle is so focused on trying to get Manus here. Out of ammo. Not able to get the shots through that metal like he wanted. Manus gonna retract his offer. Try and come around this end. Might expose himself to more angles. But he's honestly taking the attention of two members right now. Gets the pick he needs. Now it's a 2v2. Opens this whole middle area up for Enoch to come in through.
I'm on the right side. How many have we down?
220 left. They're not sure what the kill count is. Enoch's probably worried about a flank. Shots coming out and securing there. Enoch now going to rotate inside the tunnel. Nightmare is going to hear this. Oh, maybe he won't. Just on the other side of the wall from each other. As he peeks, Nightmare gets the kill. Big Red One take the map, they take the series. Still gonna play that final map. Because again, the points you win are attributed to how much MMR you win or lose. So even though Vikings have lost the series here, they still definitely want to try and win this map and win the points. Because it'll help nullify the minus points on their MMR. But Big Red One playing very well today so far.
Eine Karte gewählt? Das ist auch gut, ne?
Downfall.
Was wird gespielt?
Oh
Was?
no.
Downfall. Das nehmen wir. Ist egal, ne?
Oh man, we're casting a downfall match. There's our last one. That's alright. Hopefully it's fast. I mean, what kind of songs are these, you know? Listen to it 100 times already. Listen to it 100 times. That's a little better. Thank you for tuning in today. If you are just stopping by. Oh, oops, I had the score wrong. I had the score wrong! I'm a liar. I've had the score wrong a couple times today. Not for too long, though. I've salvaged it. If you are just tuning in, we are on our final map of the series. It is Downfall. It's been a pretty fast series. I can't complain, though. I think that's funny when an hour and 30 is a fast series. But it's been fun. Big Red One and Vikings coming up against each other, facing off in the EU region, battling it out. Big Red One definitely, I think, in my opinion, playing better overall, but Vikings proving that they're not just going to roll over and lose. You know, I think they maybe got some unlucky picks or something like that on Suburbia and just couldn't string together some wins. We'll see what they can do on Downfall. Like I said, the map points and the maps and the amount of wins you get do matter. So even though Vikings have lost the series, they still definitely want to win this map. Should be hopping in any minute now. And here we go into our final map of the series. We can crank that gamma down a little bit, thankfully. About there. And they are going to get a pretty quick spawn here, a south spawn. You can get a real early picks here if you're watching, and they do get the free cross. No, they don't. One does go down. He is resable, and Danielle's really going to want to confirm that potential kill there. Some suppressive shots coming out now towards him. He's trying to confirm that one that's down. Just can't quite hit it. Does get him, and that's one down. Nice early pick for Big Red One. Actually, two now down for Big Red One over on that east. One getting picked up in the middle, another by Burning Building. Enoch managing to grab that kill. He'll scavenge a syringe for later. Up that marksman rifle. I'm not really sure why. It doesn't have a scope on it. Doesn't really add any extra utility. I'm not hearing footsteps from him, which is really weird. I think my game audio is bugged. Yeah, I don't hear footsteps from anybody. Okay, well, that's something. You're not gonna finally ditch that weapon. Weird gunshots. In a pretty good spot to catch one out behind that wall if he does peek a little bit more. I think they're pretty open. I don't know. I think Spoilty could get caught if he goes towards middle building, but he might have a chance of pushing there without getting touched. Actually, you know what? He could come up and over that hill and go straight towards middle, and he'd have it free of charge. Almost catches one trying to rotate outside. That trying to push that. Danielle peeks out, hitting the barrier in front of him. Finally lands his last shot. Downs him for the potential res, though. Now we have shots ringing out across the board. A push coming out from Enoch. I think he's tagged a couple on this side. Now it's a 2v3, and Enoch is really rotating nicely on this back end. And Corsair's going to see him. Mantis opting for that long con. Rotating around all the way north. Demi might be able to catch one at objective if he's looking. Wow, he's not looking objective. He misses that huge rotation outside. Enoch gets picked up on the back end, though. Some nice shots from Corsair. He does end up spotting him. Now it's a 2v2. Realizes that he may have lost track of north. Yeah, Danielle's going to have to rotate around towards uplink because Femi is on the other side, but he sees Manus out there and Femi's on top of objective. Why aren't you capping? Please, Vikings, cap the objective more. Thank you. Femi's going to get 2 points for his team. An easy cap here. Danielle's not going to rotate around that corner. That's the long cap. There it is. Finally comes in. The Vikings come up with two early. That is very nice. That is what they want. If they can now get this nice Volk defensive win, they could really be looking strong on points, nullifying that loss of MMR.
Hey there. If you're just tuning into the stream, appreciate you. But I'd just like to let you know that we're almost done with the series. Oh, don't cry, don't cry. Bundle up them tears, turn them into tears of joy. 'Cause guess what? We got a bunch more Onward coming. Oh, easy now, don't get too excited. That's right, Globochem is going to be facing off against another team that I can't remember the name of at 2 p.m. PST. That's T-minus 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now back to NightFiree.
Here we go into our next round. The Vikings, seeing if they can ride that momentum, will be defending against an equally quick spawn in Northeast. We'll see what Danielle and the team decide to do with this. Danielle's going to get a little aggressive. Really out in the open. Spots one just completely rotating, exposed. And that is an early, easy pick. I hope they know that they're over here at Northeast now. Man, Ben Vol is going to be crashing down on objective. Ike spots one, doesn't land any shots with the G36. Corsair up on top with Rob.
Sind jetzt zwei tot.
For some long-range shots here, not quite finding anything. Find out who their aggressor is over there. I think it's Nightmare. Icorn might have spotted him up on that top floor. I don't think he recognizes that's a head. Maybe he's just trying to stay tucked in. Doesn't want to be exposed. But they actually have a nice defense. I like this. This is a good tight hold. This is a good setup. Ike inside this building can watch from the front cap here, as well as Manus watching that angle. You have Spoilty inside, who's holding the cap from within. And then you also have, I guess Femi could be in a better spot. I'd rather have Femi up here in this 2-story on top of objective. Really just buttoning down the hatches on there with only 4 left. Almost gets picked over there. Ben Vol is pushed up, but he's not going to see anything until he's on top of objective. I wonder if Ike's going to be peeking that rooftop, looking for a pick there. Sees the heads, doesn't land any shots. Now that's his position exposed. Let's see if Nightmare or Ben can do anything with that information. Yeah, there's no way Rob's gonna spot that guy inside. I guess he does have a 4 times, so he could potentially look through there.
Keine Ahnung, hier nichts.
But Ike is tucked in. Unless his body is rotating around, which it isn't, it's nice and tucked into the corner, I think he'll be fine and shouldn't be able to get hit. 2 minutes 45 left. They have time. Nightmare is also looking inside that window. The smokes are coming out. Take away that 3 there for you. Apologies for that being up. Ben Vol is pushing hard over here. Manus should hear the footsteps. Comes up top. Gets shot by Manus. Nicely shut down Corsair. That's information for him. They have one prone. Nightmare's prone up towards objective. Spoilty has abandoned his post there. Might spot Nightmare. He's super exposed. Looking for someone up on the top floor. Doesn't land. Nightmare is in range of capping. Enoch, Ike won't see him. Spoilty won't see him. Big Red are going to be coming up 2 on the board here. Wow. What was Manus looking at? That was Manus' angle right there. They actually had that angle covered too. Manus should have seen that. I guess I don't know what Ike's angle was doing. Ike's angle isn't good inside then there. Because you can just cap right here. If you can't see here, you're worthless. Maybe if you sat here or inside here, but even then you still don't have sight lines. So I'm not sure on all of that. I guess standing up here, he would have caught that. Either way, Big Red One put 2 on the board themselves. Tying it up. 2-2.
Nein!
When are people gonna freaking learn? They almost lost a point right there. They almost lost a point, man.
So! Richtig, Corsair. Nach dem Sex mir mit der Probe.
Alright, they all load in. They are ready.
Wir machen den Gang dicht hier erstmal. Scooter, geh hier nach oben.
Not sure what those 2 are waiting around for.
Ich bleib in der Nähe von der Schüssel.
Ich glaube, ich gehe hoch, oder? Ja, ach nee, da sind ja jetzt Lichter.
Ja.
Taking their time. Actually have one up by Ice Cream Tuck already. He might get an early pick.
Einer down, linke Seite.
Man, Big Red One playing this defense aggressive. They have one down already. There's going to be another interaction up in the middle. Nightmare Luna, I think, actually tagged 2 down over here. Are these guys prone? Yeah, he did stop this push. Looking for another, doesn't find it. The trade happening in the middle, and then a reverse trade coming in from Corsair, who picks him up on the back end. All sorts of action going down. Danielle getting picked up. Man, did Corsair get another on the backside? I don't know. Either way, they have one man on objective, one north. Looking for this action here. Ooh, just dips in. Finds one. Looks for the second, who's rotated out of the tank. Just up to White House, but Corsair on this back end might be able to be the one that grabs him. Enoch, the last member of Vikings alive. Not getting flanked, so he's fine holding this angle. Nice pickup. That's what he needs. Let's see if he gets picked up by Corsair. No, Corsair moves not in an advantageous position to get that shot. Doesn't see anything he can salvage, except for that wrench. Always good to have 2. He is going to have a tough time crossing this street and getting down towards objective. Especially if he's not careful of middle. Danielle looking out, doesn't see him. Actually confirms it's not a friendly first. Oh! Gets the trade. Big Red One go up 3-2. Yeah, this could be a nice MMR boost for Big Red One if they can manage to grab all 3 maps. They managed to grab Suburbia and Cargo. Can they solidify downfall? We'll see. Should be hopping into what could be the final round shortly. Either way, we only got 2 left, no matter what. But like I've been saying, there's more Master League to come. About an hour and 20 from now. Globo Chem. I'm gonna get the name. I'm gonna get it. I got it this time. For Stone Cold Killers. Why can't I not remember that? And just from what I've been hearing, I think they're down some of their normal players. Although I know you're saying they lost 2 old and such, but this roster they've been playing with is still very good. Rushers is really good. 4Qs is very good. It'll be a challenge, but I'd love to see what they can put up against Globochem. Oh, I literally just looked at their name and I can't. Good, good, good. Looks like I will have a co-host for that match as well. Me and Buxton will be tackling that one together. Should be fun. But we're not done yet here. Vikings versus Big Red One. Like I've been saying, what could be the final round of the series. They don't have that quick spawn there, so let's see what Vikings ought to do defensively. I was looking for some long-range action. Gotta have a real good eye to spot anything there. Corsair up on top. I think he's running at 4 times. He could be an effective shot there if he can get anybody on top of a roof. Manus not gonna quite expose himself though. What he's doing is he's sitting on that stairwell nice and tucked in. If anyone comes south, he's toast, but they're not coming south, they're coming north. Meanwhile, a pair of members from Big Red One rotating around this far east side. They have free access here. We'll phone back in with them in a little bit. See what that crazy duo's up to in about 2 minutes. Oh, the peeking on the corner, a little too exposed. Does get Binvol caught. I think that was from 2-story. Enoch with a nice shot there. Danielle also still looking for a long-range shot. Corsair also doing his work with the 4 times, not finding anything though. Firing those rounds over at Enoch from roof. Now some more peeking from on the very top of roof, and yeah, I should draw Corsair's attention. Still nothing landing on Manus or anybody inside these buildings. Let's see how that crazy duo over on the east is doing. Being pretty cautious. They're doing a strategy I started to see relatively recently. More often. I think it's an EU thing, honestly. Basically what they do is they send a guy way the heck up here. You can kind of get some different angles on guys people aren't looking for. You have some ledges to work with. Basically, the only downside is once you get to about here, you run out of options in terms of coverage, and you're pretty exposed getting off the hill. So if you can get your picks, it's open, but over here where we see Nightmare Luna using the bean as coverage. Pop over to Corsair on the west. And Danielle crashing up the middle or trying to make something happen. Danielle's suppressed heavily from the center building objective. He's actually safe here. Might get one in that building. Nope, no shots landing. Right here's where you want to turn your gun sideways, get the clearance over the Blackhawk instead of shooting the Blackhawk. Corsair managed to push up, though. He's not expecting Spoilty over there, though. Spoilty isn't even looking in that direction. He's actually watching the ravine. Danielle up on objective. Gets shot from the back. The push up the middle doesn't work. The last minute frag actually gets Enoch. But now it's all up to one member left. Spoilty is watching the ravine side. He was. Isn't going to rotate around there towards Rob. Rob's trying to catch the two-story. Sees one in the window. I think he just picked up a double. He's still got to watch out for the roof. Almost gets a third. Doesn't quite land it. Vikings grabbing their third round, tying it up 3-3. We do have these moments of silence. I do apologize. I can't keep talking forever. If I had Buxton here, wasn't taking naps, we'd be fine. We're gonna have him. But for now, I can give him sass. Keep bantering or whatever, but my voice is a one voice. One voice guy. You know? Okay, and in we go to our actual final round. The series already won by Big Red One, but Vikings looking to grab themselves a map here. Spoilty spots some crosses, but that does give them information on their spawn. They now know it's been northeast. Danielle's in a pretty good spot. Catches Spoilty, but doesn't get Enoch, who manages to push up towards objective area, actually. Yeah, he's looking over there where they got a couple of members tucked in. Corsair. Rob watching from the roof. Danielle taking some more shots. I think Rob might catch one at truck, doesn't quite. Gets picked instead. Nightmare looking for something over by red truck. Peeking, sees one, doesn't land the shots. Really exposed now in this window. More coming out. One tags him, but doesn't down him. All sorts of smokes coming out towards objective. Calling out for help. The whole squad is here. But Bragg comes out from Corsair. Might land nicely. It is actually going to confirm the kill. Does give away positions, though. Nightmare and Danielle looking for something. Meanwhile, Binvol on the backside is looking for a flank. No, sorry, he's way too far in the middle. I don't think he's going to get it. But it is a 2v4. The Vikings are kind of hammed inside here. Manus coming down now. He's going to need to get Nightmare. Oof, managed to get across. Corsair trading blows with Enoch. Manus has managed to get behind Corsair here. Wow, a nice snapshot catching him underneath. Nightmare's gonna have to react off that. Knows he lost a man there. Oof! Almost gets picked up. Shot's just missing. Enoch grabbing one over there now. Shutting down the flank. The trade's still happening here between Manus and Nightmare. Manus has gotten it a completely exposed. Nice spot. Enoch getting that pick up as well. Danielle's going to come over towards objective. Gets picked up as well. That will be Vikings taking their first map and only map of the series. Lessening that blow to their MMR. But Big Red One overall winning the series. They will be taking away the win, getting that MMR advantage. And that will be it for the first round, for the first series of the night. Afternoon, morning, day, whatever time it is for you. I think we are going to cut the stream. We'll take an hour break, go grab some lunch. And we will be back with Global Chem versus Stone Cold Killers. Should be a fun match to watch. Should be real interesting to see what Stone Cold Killers can pull out, how good Global Chem is looking. I don't think we've casted a Global Chem match yet. I could be wrong on that. It should be exciting to see them play competitively again. Again, we'll be live in an hour, but I am going to be signing off for now. Thank you for tuning in and watching the rounds. I hope you enjoyed them. Give the channel a follow, and I'll see y'all in a bit.